You gotta be relentless. You gotta persevere. You gotta be focused. You gotta believe in what you do, what you have, and you have to work on your craft.
Hi, I'm Martian Lee, and I shot a short film. One room, one actor, one script, and no yeah. And by that I mean no bucks, because we didn't have, as in I didn't have any money.
Help me, I'm poor.
But the key to this is that we really did try and shoot it as much on the spot as possible. I asked an actor, aka my friend, to shoot with me. I picked out a studio, cheapest studio I could find in New York, which is probably not cheap at all. I had my friends write some scripts, I wrote some scripts, and then I just mixed them up and I was like, no, we're not gonna know what we're shooting until the day of. And I had my actor pick it out and then I was like, that's what we're doing. This is scene 2, take 1. All right, Annie, we are going to pick a script. I know what the scripts are, but you don't know what the scripts are, so you're gonna pick them. Pick a script, any script.
Okay, I will take this script.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel good about this one.
Okay, good, don't look at it. You're gonna read it over here.
Okay.
Awesome, great.
Don't look under it. Interior, a room. A person seated at a small table writing in a notebook, sobbing. They struggle to keep writing. On the page. I'm sorry, I had to end it. It was just too hard, too painful, person stops, stunted by thought. They look up to the ceiling, thinking of an adequate word until they find it. They drop their eyes back onto the notebook. They halt, staring at something. On the page. It was just too hard, too painful, don't. Don't is sprawled in the empty space below in dark red, a different handwriting. Person looks around the room, confused. It's empty. They look back at the notebook, rereading it. A soft smile appears. Person looks up to the sky in wonder. The smile turns into a small giggle. It grows into laughter. Relief. As they stand up from the table, reeling from the miracle. They settle and come back to the table. They pause. On the page. Don't look.
This series is really just about learning to shoot from your gut, my gut. I really wanted to lean into this idea of not really planning this in advance. When I shot my first short film, I didn't really know anything about film. I didn't know positions. Like, I asked 2 friends to shoot with me who are actually filmmakers, and they were like, so which one of us is a cinematographer? And I was like, oh, y'all, y'all could both be it. Y'all could share. It was so much. I did the most. I had like 4 locations. Like, we rented out a restaurant, a school bathroom. I was literally carrying loads and loads of like props and set and stuff on the subway to like all these different spots with my cast and crew, because I also still had no money. And I was like, no, we can do it on the subway. We don't need Uber. Oh, the things we do in our youth. The short film is called Clench, and it is about a guy who overconsumes food and then refuses to poop. We're gonna gloss right over that. And so I had to cook a bunch of food, and literally it's me dragging all of this food that I cooked myself on carts. I wanted to do like a projectile vomit shot, so I actually bought an air pressure machine. And I'm so proud of the film that I ended up making. It is a hot mess. Honestly, by the end of it, I was just so exhausted. Really, the journey has been trying to find a way to shoot films that I like, but that is also sustainable. And so the idea with Scribbled Cinema is to practice and to really get good at like shooting from this instinctual place. We read it for the first time, everyone got to hear it, and then I broke it down, storyboarded it, we would rehearse it, and then we'd shoot it with the actor all in a couple of hours. So we have the starting point, writing the letter. With a pan shot, I come in from the left and introduce the character that way. I think also just keeping in mind, like emotionally, this starts off very sad. That's a very intimate place, so I'll probably come into a medium shot of my person's face. Ready to continue, they halt, staring at something. So a look up could be a really cool overhead shot.
On the page, don't look. Person scans the room again. When they look back at the notebook, on the page, don't look under it. Person to self. Under what? Person's eyes drop to the table and down to the bottom of the table cover that reaches the floor. Person moves their chair, lowers to the ground, staring at the draped tablecloth. They reach out a hand on the trim. They raise it a little. Beat. They release the tablecloth, deciding not to. They pick up the notebook and bring it closer to read on the page. You shouldn't have looked. An eerie noise. Person looks under the notebook. A creature's face embedded in the center of the table. Creature. Don't look.
Love a good over the shoulder. Obviously the genre of this is like more creepy, so like that idea of always having that kind of voyeuristic element there of like us watching is really interesting. The biggest point of tension is obviously when she's almost looking under the tablecloth. Pan in there from behind, almost as if we're gonna follow her under the table. There's a moment of release of being like, I'm not gonna do this. So maybe a quick pan right before we reveal to the audience, you shouldn't have looked. Come into her face, into her expression really strong. We see her pick up the notebook. She's reading it. That's you, Annie. And then we hear a noise. She brings the notebook down, and that's when we cut to the face and the table. I don't know if I'm gonna make sense of all of this by the time we get to filming, but it's gonna be somewhere in here. This is what we're working with. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's gonna be fun. I had a friend who was majoring in filmmaking and he went to NYU and they needed an actor for their cinematography class. And I was like, me, I'll come, I'll act, please. My goal was obviously to sit in on a cinematography class at NYU for free. And it was really cool to see that their training in filmmaking in that class was just dressing up a corner of a set. It had like 3 walls, and they would just dress it up for a location and then just practice shooting a scene within that container, and they would watch it and critique their shots. And I was like, oh, that's what, I could do that. Like, I could, okay.
Ooh. This is nice paper.
So we'll start off. We're gonna come up from the ground and get you. So before I start, actually, what were your things that you took away from reading this?
So for me, the 2 biggest shift points were the appearance of someone else's writing and it being like, where did this come from? And then revelation. And until then, there's something sort of mechanical and dead about it. Mm-hmm. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's something. And that's like the spark of life.
For this first starting moment, like it is like her preparing to like end it all. And for you, it's like, how do I say that? It doesn't necessarily have to be sad. It has to be a struggle though. Yeah. Some of this is gonna have to be not telling, but very clear in terms of like those choices.
And you'll tell me if it gets too intimidating.
I will. I'm going to go ahead and just film the first part. Here, you're really happy. Like, this never happens. You've literally heard a sign from above. Yeah. And so, like, hysterical, like, laughter, joy, everything here.
I'm trying to figure out what that emotion looks like to not feel totally fake. Mm-hmm. Because usually that's not quite how things explode out of me. Mm-hmm. It would be totally fair to say, hey, can you just create this, like start with the end result and then figure out how to get to that end result and that's just my job? Yeah. Or is it worth it to try to plot through how to get to something else that feels the same but maybe isn't exactly that?
You can, I mean, if you sell me something other than like joyous laughter,
Yeah.
if it works, I'm down with it. For me though, it has to be a physical manifestation, like a sincere departure from what we see here now. And because because there's no words, you have to physicalize.
I see what you mean.
You don't have to be camp with it, you know, but it is making really clear thoughts of like, when you're scared, or off, it's really like, it changes you physically. When you're happy, how that works in terms of like your physicality. And I think that helps even in terms of like, you know, because it is sometimes a hard sell to be like, okay, cry for me. You don't have to cry. The sadness can be in the physicality. Every new discovery is a big change.
Right.
So you go through these,
got it.
and then I will go through you when we're directing it, just because I have to get these lights here.
Sounds good.
But if you go through and mark all the things where you feel like new information, there's no new information that is wasted. So for this shot, Annie, you're gonna be here and here. So this is pretty much your face and just a little bit of your shoulders that I'm seeing. Got it. Here we go. Scene one, scene two, take two. One of those. Look, this is rolling. Next take. How about that? And so sorry, I'm such a terrible director. Go back.
We're not.
I'm just cracking up. No, go ahead. Whenever you're ready, it's fine. Don't feel rushed. Action. And then a little bit of what in your hands? What? Oh, a little bit of the feeling what? Yes, great, like that. Okay, so you can stop molesting the D. And now you can just go with the...
You were the one who was like, rub it a little.
Now just go back to the what. There you go. Great, sorry, actually one more time. Here we go. And action. Yes! Sorry, I'm really loud. I love that shot. Okay, let's do it one more time for safety.
You liar.
I love it. I love it.
You said one more time 4 times.
Oh, did I? Okay. Right. Lock you back. Great. I think the book was low. Yeah, there you go. All right. Okay, well, we tried it. I'll take it. I'll figure it out if not. Doing what you can when you can do it is as good a start as any. Like, figure out what basic stuff that you need and then just practice out of it, you know? Because really, what you want to always carry with you into any project is your ability to do the work.
Under what?
Bless me. It's gonna be a process, me learning how not to do so much. The fact that I added a monster to the end. When I tell you, my cinematographer, he's a white man, so he can't say it, but I'm pretty sure he was like, this trying to do green screen in the last 5 minutes that we have this studio. Thank you, Nicholas, for not saying that. That's why I put you on my team. Sometimes you just need people to ride that delusion train with you. You just need people to go, okay, we're on this, beep beep. Okay? Choo choo. That's the one.